how do we thought it would be beneficial today to help you turn your holiday parties into 2026 business. Probably got that thing off. But now I think I need the, oh, okay, there we go. So today we're going to have 3 friendly, simple scripts that you can use at the parties that you go to tonight and over the next couple weeks. We're going to have a simple follow-up plan that books appointments, and then we're going to go over what a structure for a 10-minute 2026 home plan and equity review would be for an offer. And then we also have it in a reel. So you can look at we'll talk about how to do a reel for that. So you're already going to go to all the parties. So imagine if the parties that you went to, out of 10 conversations, you could get 3 follow-up touches. So 10 people, out of those 10 people, 3 of them are probably going to have some kind of an interest or a need or something of value you can provide for them. And of those 3 people, let's transform 1 into an appointment. So is everybody going to a party with at least 10 people there this year? Right? Okay, so as you're thinking through that, like think about who you can be talking to. We're going to have just friendly conversational scripts that we'll go over. So the first one would just be a light touch opener. And this one, there's a couple of different options. So these would be for somebody that you already know, right? And so it's going to be just like, how's your year been so far? And you're just having a casual conversation. So remember in these ones, keep it light. Like the tone should be conversational. So you don't want to be the guy at the party who's like, hey, how's your year been? Do you want to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in 2026? Right? You don't want to be that guy. So keep it up, like keep it light. Have like a friendly tone. Have it be opt-out friendly. There's a couple scripts that are just like, hey, just ignore me until you need it, but I'll send it to you so you have it. So this is just the plan A is going to just be that if they are hinting at housing. So a script along this would be like, how's your year been? Do you have any big 2026 plans? Work, school, house? Like you're just kind of talking conversationally. You're asking, these are people that you know, remember? So you're at a party. These are just people that you know. And then if they say anything about housing, oh, we're thinking about remodeling, or we're thinking about finishing a basement, or we might move this year, anything like that, then it would be like, oh, I love that. Hey, just so you know, I'm sharing just a super quick, I'm setting up appointments for just super quick 2026 home plan with just like 10 minutes to see rates, options, what your equity looks like. No pressure at all, but do you want me to text you to set up a link for that? You could also just do a 1-pager here. So a 1-page plan, and I'll send out some examples of this, but a 1-page plan for this would be more personalized. So if Dalton and I are at a party and Dalton mentions that he wants to do something with his house in the next year, is the party the time to like dive in deep to all the stats and just be like, oh, there's so many comps and like word vomit real estate all over people? No, it is not the time. So this is just an easy way to be like, hey, I'll just text you over a couple quick things, and then let's just schedule for 10 minutes at the first of the year just to talk through what this might look like for you, right? It keeps it really conversational. I've even been at like family parties before where like, I love my family, but I have a couple members of my family that I think that they don't know. I think that they think real estate is the only thing I'm actually ever interested in. And so I always get like stuck in a real estate conversation, which I love because I love real estate. And also I'm kind of like, oh yeah, well, how about the Broncos this year or something, right? I'm trying to still like, just remember you're keeping the tone really light and casual. You do not want to get sucked into how much is their house worth, any of those things. So make it just an easy exit too of like, hey, let me just text you over a quick, like I have a quick 1-page, just goes over home plans in 2026. And then let's schedule a time in January to meet and talk through maybe just what your options would look like. Okay. So that's if they bring up housing, that's your option A for just that lighthearted, you're at a party, you're having a conversation. People are always going to ask you, what are you up to? So you just lead the conversation of what are they up to? Do they have any big plans for the year? That will lead to real estate if they're even remotely thinking about it, because remember, they know you're in real estate. This is people that you know. Option B is if they do not bring up real estate. So you still keep your tone curious, light, opt-out friendly. And then if they don't mention housing, so so plan B, it would be like, how's your year been? Do you have any fun 2026 plans on deck? They're going to say things like, oh, you know, kids, travel, whatever, same old same. And then the response to that would be, I love that. It's totally random, but a lot of my friends are asking about what their home equity looks like after this year's market. If you're ever curious, I have a little, like, what's my 2026 option? It's a cheat sheet to just keep, improve, or move. Do you want me to send it to you so you have it when you need? And then if they say yes, it's an easy, cool, what's the best number for me to text it to you? You're going to send them, again, a little bit personalized. It's going to be, here's some options. And I asked for some examples of this because my friend Chat helped me with this one. And I asked for some examples, and it was things like, if you choose to stay and you want to remodel, what would that equity bring and what would your cost be, right? And remember, when we're thinking about, I think sometimes we get in the mode of just, we're helping them move. But if you help somebody with like a remodel or a refinance or something like that, you're still their expert when it comes to real estate, and you become the hero. If you help them remodel their kitchen using the money they already have in their house that they maybe didn't even think about, and now every time they walk into their kitchen, they love it. And they're like, oh, I wouldn't even have thought of this if Rusty hadn't brought up to me, like, you can use equity in your house right now. You can go get a HELOC on your home and you don't have to pay $50,000 for your kitchen remodel that you think is only going to be $30,000, and it's not. That's a lie. Just, you know, it's going to be 50. But it just gives them some options of like, what are your options? Keep, move, or improve. Improve or move. And then if they say yes, you're going to ask them to a number to text it to. And then I'll just, like, this was just like, text me when you know, I'm going to text it to you, but when you care about it, come back to it. It's nothing rush. It's not a rush. And do not text it right then, but you have to remember to text these things later. So you've got to keep track of who you're going to be talking to, because I wouldn't text it right then. Because if we're trying to get back into party mode, remember, these are just quick conversations to engage people. If they say no, or if their body language is telling you no, if they're acted icked by you, that means they don't like the conversation that you're having. And I know this is weird, guys, but we just got to listen to people's body language. Remember, we're trying to lead with value here. So if they don't want it, you just tell them that's really good. If you ever change your mind, just text me and I'll send it right over to you. So just keep it really casual. These are going to be for people that you know. If they say yes, make sure that you get their phone number if you don't already have it. Because sometimes we do have people at parties that we don't know. So you can still ask them for their contact information and then have that. The next one is your host. This happy little host. So happy to be getting a bottle of wine. Also, I was thinking about this when I was thinking of people that host parties, and I thought of a couple of fun things that you could do as a host gift. So I have one of my nieces in law is like a designer, and she makes these wine bottle labels. And I was thinking how cute I should have her brand the backside of the label to have my info on it, because it just like says house wine and it's really cute. And there's a bunch of different ones you can pick from, but I was thinking how cute would that be to have it branded with my stuff on the back too as a host gift, or like a candle. So if I'm a big fan of like giving candles to people, I have some kind of bougie candles that I like. And so like, what a nice little host gift, but again, having it branded to you so that it's a little hosting gift. So just talking them through, like, you host like a pro, this house shows like it's ready for showings or Christmas or whatever. Again, it's going to bring up, all right, guys, I don't know how to turn the volume off on my Ring Central. I'm like, oh, but it's just bringing it back to like, you know, you're hosting like a pro. On this one, oh, that's the hook that I would use for this is I would bring up something about how they have such a great eye for design or something like that. And just start, again, casual conversation about what they're doing. Do you have a cleaner that you use? Do you have a stager that you use? Did you have someone help with holidays? Bless you. And this is a good time to add in if you have like a holiday home services checklist that you can send them. This was something, if you guys came to the class on Friday, Tony, I think you were there. We talked about the gift of referrals. And one of the things that we were offering is value, because remember, we always want to lead with value. But in that one, when we were calling people and asking for referrals, we had a home holiday checklist that are things like, how do you get a hold of the best Santa in the land? And you can add the phone number. You have things on there like your preferred vendors, but it's also a great way to reach out to other businesses and say like, hey, I'm putting together a home checklist that I'm going to add on my Christmas tree light dye, and I'm going to add on my plumber, and I'm going to add my carpet cleaner. And do you need a deep cleaner to come do your house for the holidays? So this is a great intro for them to be able to get that. And then also there's a quick checklist that you could send, and I'll have some other ideas of these things too, but like being photo and party ready in 48 hours, the little mini guide. So if there's someone that's hosting parties a lot, this is something you could offer even before the party, like, hey, I know you're hosting the party this Friday. I'm super excited to come over. Do you want me to send you over? I have a quick guide that's getting your house holiday party ready in 48 hours. Do you want me to send that to you? It even has some links to some of my favorite cleaners, window cleaners, whatever, right? So just some thinking through things like that of your host and how to bring value to your host. And then again, remember, we're keeping this conversational. We don't want to sit and be at the door talking to the host about their real estate needs for an hour. You may even already know that they're talking about doing something with real estate. This is always a good segue of like, hey, I'll send that over to you. And then I'm just going to send you a link. Let's get scheduled for the first of the year to really dive deep into this. Or let's schedule between Christmas and New Year's. I know there's always a little slowdown at that time. Let's schedule then for me to come over and we can just do a quick 15-minute chat to see maybe it does make sense, maybe it doesn't. Okay, so we're just keeping it really conversational. Casual conversation and equity curious. So this is going to be people who you kind of know. They're at the same party as you, but you don't really know them well. And especially someone you don't know well, the first things that they're going to ask you is they're going to say things like, oh, how's the market? Right? Steph, what's your answer when someone asks, how's the market?
The market is awesome. What part of the market are you thinking? Are you thinking of buying or selling?
Oh, I don't know. We just feel like we've kind of outgrown our house.
Oh, okay. So you're probably gonna get a bigger house. How many bedrooms do you need?
Probably like 6.
6. Awesome. What are you looking at?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Well, why don't we sit down and I'll just give you a call in a few days and we'll sit down and see what you're thinking. And we'll see if that even makes sense to you. Is it okay if I have a lender call you in between now and then?
Oh yeah, I don't think I'm that close.
No? Okay.
No.
And that's okay. So let me just come over and we'll talk. And I can at least see what your house is and give you options about what your house would look like.
Awesome. Love that. So that's a good option. Just always remember. So this is just like one of the things that they said in this is you really don't want to be the realtor that's in the room that's like shouting from the rooftops that you're a realtor. And people are going to ask you what you do. And so that's where your 30-second elevator pitch is going to come in handy. But I would not get into that deep of a conversation. And one of the ways around that is even just like, oh yeah, I'm a realtor and everybody's so curious about the market this time of year. Honestly, I'm just here for the candy cane brownies or whatever.
Like good, actually.
I just made that up. I think they're probably a real thing. But you're really just giving them a little bit of like, hey, if you ever want just like 2 minutes, I'll come over. We can just chat through what this might look like. We can go through some options, what you want to do, give you like ballpark value on your place. If you want to remodel, maybe that could work through it. But yeah, let's just talk another time. I know we're all here to party tonight. So I just want to can I give you a call on Monday? Or do you want me to text something? Again, have those quick items ready of value so that you have something that you can just send them as part of your follow-up. Dalton, you're shaking your head. What are your follow-up pieces that you have?
I tell people I don't even say I'm a realtor because I've watched enough body language reactions to that. People ask me what I do, I tell them, but I help people buy or sell. They know what they need, what their goals are. They're like, wait, what? So are you like a realtor? Right. I'm like, oh, interesting. And it's a lot smoother transition. And I don't really necessarily have a great go-to on offer. This is a good idea, but I typically just go with let me send you my number, and if you have questions, I'm in your corner. I can answer any questions you have.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a killer high rate of conversion, but from time to time, because again, I need their info, right? But I'm not handing out business cards and wasting my time doing that crap.
You don't just carry your business cards like around at parties with you?
No.
Like, here you go.
I don't hand out business cards, period.
That's the
They all
best way
get
to get
filed in the round
somebody's
file.
phone number. If somebody
Right.
wants your info, say, oh great, I'll send you over my contact card, and then
Yeah.
you have their phone
And
number.
then you have their phone number.
Good.
Is that what your business cards say?
Fun guarantee.
For a great experience, for a good time guarantee.
Good night.
It's gonna be a good class, Dalton.
That's my accent.
So yeah, by just thinking through what did you say?
Gave me your number too. Like you guys are.
So the idea with these casual conversations is honestly, keep it light, keep it conversational, text them a link. The other thing with this one that I think is a really easy one that you could tell them is like, hey, if you're curious, like, I'm happy to send you a link that's neighborhood, like specific to your neighborhood. These are where those neighborhood nurture reports would come in really handy, right? And then you're like, I'll just send you the link. And then when you want it, you've got it, but no pressure. It's just there if you need it. You can click on it anytime and it will give you a most accurate updated information. Because you can create those neighborhood nurture reports and you can either send them to them, but you can also just text them a link that they can then go in on anytime and click on that link and see what's going on in their neighborhood. Did you know that? Dalton didn't know that. Is that new?
Is that in command?
I think that's,
Yep.
Is it?
That's in command.
that's new since 2021.
Yeah.
What?
You can create a link to their neighborhood report.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just text them that link and it will just update all the time, just like it would if you went in and sent it to them every month.
Into like preview, Bradley, can you send us instructions on that?
Do you have a YouTube video on that?
We probably
You
really.
I don't personally, but.
Well, it says copy link right there.
Copy link. Now you just text that. So now I'm gonna have that, and then the follow-up is just gonna be, you're gonna actually text it out later. Just say, hey, it was great to meet you tonight. Here's the whatever I said I was gonna send you. Here's the one page on 2026 options for your house. Here's the neighborhood report specific to your neighborhood. By the way, if this isn't of value to you right now, no problem. Click on it whenever you want. It updates all the time. So whenever you're curious about your house, click on it. Tommy.
So my dog woke me up last night, 2 a.m., to go outside and can't go back to sleep after it's like 5 a.m. And I'm going through in my head, okay, how am I gonna get my daughter an investment home down in BYU because I'm sick of paying her rent? I wanna rent it.
Claudia has a new place to sell.
I wanna rent out my room, I wanna rent out rooms to a friend and have her be a property manager, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I could have this whole program and, you know, this is going perfect in my head in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, I can go sell fix and flip programs for people. They can go in, fix these houses, and then get it ready for rent ready. And then get it out for 3 years and then sell them. And it's like, this is something you could go talk to somebody about at a party, right? Like,
Mhm.
oh, this is what I'm dealing with in my life. Like, this is my challenge with my daughter. Are you seeing anything in this, like this in your life? And then maybe you could be the trusted person and you're not bringing it up to them. You're just telling.
You're
them
solving a problem,
Yeah.
you're trying to sell,
You're,
instead of trying to sell.
you're telling them an experience that you've dealt with at work, and then it's bringing up maybe needs that they have as well. So.
Yeah.
It went really well in my dreams, in my midnight visions last night.
It's good. And look at all of us that remember Claudia's duplex
Good.
in Provo. So you should call her.
Oh, Claudia.
Call her. It's ready to roll. Can move in. But yeah, if you're thinking through things like that, so again, all of this is just keep it conversational, but always lead with value, right? Because if you're leading with value, if that's something that's keeping Tommy up at night, I guarantee you there's a lot of other people whose kids are in college that it's keeping them up at night too. Or their kids are getting ready to go to school and they're thinking about the school district they're in and they're thinking about making a move, or they're having a baby. Like there's all these things. They're having a baby and they need a bigger house. Their basement's unfinished and they don't have the cash right now to finish their basement. Like just be thinking about the things. I know this is something that Marcus has been talking about a bunch when we're talking about finding our client, our ideal client, who they are. What are those clients' problems? What is keeping them up at night? And then when you have the conversations, I'm just going to challenge you over the next couple of weeks, have some go-to sources, whether that's a neighborhood link, whether it's the quick here's 5 easy tweaks that increase the value of your home. Get your home party prepped in 48 hours, right? It's like all these little things that are going to come back to you, but you've got to have those to go and ready, because if you tell them you're going to send something and then you have to go and it takes you 5 days to create it because you don't actually have it, is that a good impression? No, but if you have something that's ready, that's a quick little snapshot of like, here's the options, you know, move, improve, or move, improve, or what was the third one? Keep, move, improve, or keep. Like, how easy would that be to just create a little something that you actually can just go in and add their address, do an estimated value, give them an idea of how much equity they would have, stay and improve. So here's like your top 3 areas that increase your ROI, right? And here's my people. Go ahead, Dalton. What?
No, it's okay. Now I'm fully in on creating this, so I'm thinking how, and between either link tree or even landing pages on your website.
That's exactly was one of the suggestions is a landing page. Now you just send them a link to your landing page. And then, by the way, in our class last week that we did on Friday, we talked about the gift of referrals. And we're saying, hey, just so you know, if you have any other neighbors that you want to share that with, go ahead and share it. That's totally fine. They can get the same discount, because if you create a little landing page that has your trusted vendors, has your people, maybe it's a $10 off with your plumber, or your cleaner gives them, 30 minutes free with 3 hours purchased, or whatever it is. Like, just think through all the things that go with home. And when you're thinking about providing value to people, lead with value always. You can't just go in and ask for the referral or ask for the business right out the gates, but lead with value. Have something that's easy, quick, either a link or a landing page, or even just a PDF or something like that you can send to them, that they then can get a copy of, and it makes it easy. The other thing, if you're talking about your people, should they stay and improve? Should they rent and invest? Is this a good idea? Does the house that they currently own, would it be a good rental? And by the way, I think sometimes people forget about this step. They go, here's somebody say, I want to move. And they instantly are like, let's sell your house. You should be running through with them. Is owning investment properties part of their long-term wealth plan? If it is, run through the options of them to rent and invest. This can be a quick little, like, what's your estimated monthly rent? What's your insurance? Like, what's your payment every month? Here's the estimated rent. Here's your insurance. Does it cash flow? Is it negative? If it's negative, is it worth it for you to still do it? What does that look like? And then have some notes of like some ideas of what they can do. Like, I have an email template that's just, hey, you want to be a landlord? Here's your resources. If you want to self-manage your properties, here's your resources. Don't want to self-manage? Great. Here's my recommendation of a couple property managers you should check with. So if you've got someone that's thinking through that, I'm like, hey, do you want me to just send you a quick email with just like my rental tips and tricks of like how to screen good tenants, where to put your properties, where to get lease resources, that kind of stuff. It's just, but it's already prepared. I don't now have to go create it. Right. So think through things like that you can be creating. Kaylee, did you raise your hand?
Yeah, I was just trying to find the source of where I got it, but there's a podcast on Emory, which I'm like obsessed with that podcast. It's super easy with AI to be able to create a calculator, and I created a calculator that you can plug in like your current scenario of like your house payment, your current interest rate, and the debts that you have. And then, okay, what is the house that I'm dreaming of? And does it make sense if I pay off what I have here? Like a calculator that they plug in all of it and then it spits it out, so it makes sense too. So that could be another thing you could send.
I love that.
You can also use the Fidelity one page. It already has that all.
So that
That is all built in. That's super slick. So again, you're just giving them some options, and that's just a quick little snapshot. And I would always do that. Like if you're going to send that over, so let's say that you're going to send it over and you're giving them a couple, like you just did a really quick, I just call it like a little quick snapshot CMA. If you're just like, hey, I didn't dive deep. I know you're just kind of thinking about it. My guess on value, I haven't been to the house. My guess you're going to be in this range. And I give a big range, right? Because you don't know what the house looks like, smells like, what upgrades they've done, what upgrades they haven't done. You don't know any of that, but like, hey, here's the range of what I'm kind of thinking in your house. Here would be basically your equity if you have an idea of what they owe. And then does that make sense to maybe list it and move and improve, upgrade your staff, upgrade what you're doing. And then always with let's just schedule like, hey, I'm going to send this over to you. But really what makes the most sense is let's just schedule a quick 15-minute Zoom call and we can talk through, or let me come by your house for a few minutes and just talk through that. So just thinking through like how to have the casual conversations, do an introduction, have a bridge, have an offer. Friends keep asking me what their equity looks like after 2025 ups and downs. Like, again, I think bringing it back to like someone else feels the same way they felt, or someone else is having the same problem. Like, even if you don't have a daughter in college, Tommy's now a great example. You were talking with a friend this last week. Oh, your daughter's in college, or your kid's in college. Gosh, I was talking with a friend this last week. It sounds like rent is so expensive. Have you found that? Can that be a challenge? He's actually thinking about buying an investment property, because by the time he pays what she'd be paying for rent, plus a few roommates move in and pay that same amount, that's going to cash flow every month. Because that's something you've ever thought about. You can keep it for a few years while they're in school and then sell it or keep it. Right? So use Tommy's problem and solve someone else's problem who's got a kid in school. Not everybody's going to have the ability, but if they do, you now solved a problem for them. Right? So your 7-day follow-ups is just keep it simple. It's the simple rhythm and the follow-up that books the appointments. So I think that the most money ever is lost, not in real estate deals that cancel, but in real estate deals that could have been. It's the follow-up. Most of us are not great at follow-up. So just have some follow-up plans in there. So like day 0 to 1, you're gonna send them the text after that party. And maybe it's not appropriate to send it that night because you get home too late. You're gonna send it the next morning. Hey, it was great to chat with you. As promised, here's the link to your neighborhood. Don't forget, like, never hesitate to reach out with any questions. Click on this anytime it's a live link. It's gonna update with as often as you do. My biggest reminder for you is log these things in command and tag them. And then what did you send them? So put in command, like I talked to Shauna at the party, she wanted the 48 hours home prep, get your house party planned, prep guide, and I sent it to her on this date. Then schedule a task for your next follow-up with them of what that's gonna look like next. Because now we've already established that Shauna had some need for the value I was providing. Maybe she's not getting ready to move right now, but she's hosting a party, she's doing something, and you have sent her the party prep list. Also, by the way, you met her at a party. So chances are you going to be invited to the next party? Probably. Who else does she know that would like that guide? Make sure you give them permission to share it. So log those interactions and always schedule your next thing. Day 2, send an equity snapshot if they asked for that. Also the 5 tweaks to value, like here's 5 easy tweaks that can increase the value or increase your showing or whatever. It's easy, send them a PDF. Also ask them, like, do you want to schedule a 10-minute check-in? These are easy like calls where you're just like, what are your plans for 2026? Like, do you have real estate plans in 2026? What's your wealth building plan for 2026? That could include real estate or it may not. So schedule just a 10-minute check-in with them. I think the scheduling of this, in my opinion, is better than just a quarterly call and then trying to get into this conversation. Because if you call and they know that's what you're there to talk about, that makes a difference. Then if you just call them and you're calling as just a casual, like, it's my quarterly call time, so just calling to check in, real estate's naturally going to come up with that call. But if they know you're calling and you're going to talk about value, you're going to talk about their plan for 2026, they're going to ask you what they think is going to happen in the market in 2026. That's time dedicated that they're prepared and ready to hear what your message is about real estate versus you just catching them and checking in. Now, the quarterly calls, I'm not saying you should still call and check in. You should still talk about real estate on those calls. But is that a different call than you caught them as they were walking out the store to go pick up their grocery order and you're just having a casual conversation? That's different than, oh, I have a scheduled call with Christy on Tuesday at 5 that we're going to talk about real estate 2026. Do you guys see that distinction and the difference, why that would make difference? Day 4 would be a voice note. So let's say you did send them an equity snapshot, a quick voice note of like, hey, I actually just noticed that 2 other houses came on the market in your neighborhood. Do you want me to update your market analysis and send that over to you? It could also just be a voice note about, hey, it was so great meeting with you. Thanks for sharing that candle scent that you had. I love it. I'm excited to get it for one of my clients. Voice notes go a long way. Back to the referrals, like the gift of referrals. If someone sends you a referral, a voice note, in addition to like a handwritten card and something else, a voice memo is a quick, easy way to send gratitude or do anything that they're going to hear your voice and it's going to be a good value add for them. And then on the 7th day, you're either now booking an appointment if they haven't booked one yet, or you're setting it for nurture. That's going to go in your DTD2. And then you're going to add a quarterly plan home review. So just you're following up with them on whatever it was that you sent to them. The 2026 home plan and offer review is something you can do for those quick 10 minutes. So it'll be a 10 to 15 minute Zoom or coffee, a clear 1-page takeaway. And that 1 page, again, could just look like, hey, if you wanted to stay and improve, here's some ideas. And I would just take notes as you're talking to them if you're doing that quick 10-minute check-in. If you want to move, let's talk about value. I'll do a deeper dive for you. But today, this is probably about my estimate that I'm going to give you. Do you want to rent and invest? Are you ready to become an investor and rent out your current property? By the way, there are so many people that have no idea that they can borrow money against the equity in their current home to go buy a new home and turn that one into an investment. So many people do not know that, you guys. If that was even just, hey, just so you know, part of my goal in 2026 is I wanted to make sure that anybody that I know that's looking to build wealth through real estate, that we're helping them get on the right track this year. Would it be worth it for us to meet for 10 minutes and just chat through if that's something that you're thinking about? Because they've maybe never even thought about the fact that they can keep their home that has a 3% interest rate and a $1,500 down payment or a $1,500 monthly payment, that they can go rent their house for $2,500. They maybe have never even thought about that. Okay, so just thinking through that. This is going to include your 10 to 15 minutes, should include an equity snapshot. Even if they're not moving, is it valuable for people to know what the value of their house is? right? It makes a difference. They maybe owe 100 and their value is 500. And they've been waiting to redo the basement carpet because they're waiting for the cash for that. That's an easy, like, it's not going to change anything drastically, but it gives them easy resources to be able to go and do something else with their house. Improve and also include comps and prices. I think that's always just helpful. They're going to have 3 pathways. They're going to be stay and improve, rent and invest, or list and level up. And then it works because it's specific, fast, there's zero pressure, and it's highly shareable to friends and neighbors. So again, create something that is shareable. I actually am starting to work through creating for me because I love the idea of the holiday home list, but I don't think it just needs to be holiday. Like, I think the holiday one's fun, but I love the idea of just, hey, here's my home list. These are my trusted people who I vetted, who I know. You guys, you all have them, right? Or start working on them. So you know who they can call for carpet cleaning. You know who they can call for carpet install. You know who they can call if they need a plumber, a window cleaner. You should think of anything to do with their real estate property. You don't want them to think, I need to call a plumber and just go on Angie's list or go to their Facebook and ask who people know. They should be thinking to call you. So if you have that resource for them and tell them that it's shareable, that's a really easy follow-up. And it's a great way to always let them know too, like, hey, if you call someone from my list, I'd love to hear about your experience. Let me know so that I can get with them too. Social media reel, this script should be 30 to 40 seconds. With every social media reel, you should have a hook, you should give value, and there should be a call to action. Okay. Who does a lot of social media reels right now?
Not enough.
Jesse.
Again,
Not
not
enough
enough.
more. I need to do more. If a day passes, 2 days pass, and I haven't done one, I'm like,
You do one every day.
no.
Oh, I was like, you're so
But
you're
I
so
would love
guilty
to,
about
I
not
do,
doing one.
I'm like, and then there's part of me that's like, am I actually getting any business off of this? Like, you go back to that, like, I need to analyze this a little bit more to make sure I'm getting my time's worth out of it. But
I know
that's kind of where I'm like,
Yeah.
that's my hope.
Also, remember this time of year, you're going to hear a lot from people. Oh, we're thinking about maybe doing something in the spring. So we'll call you in the spring. Remember to offer things of value now. Hey, it would be worth it for me to come and walk through. Just give me 15 or 20 minutes. I can give you a punch list of priority items that you could be taking care of now so that it doesn't take you by the time you're ready to get on the market. So that as soon as you're ready to list, you've already gone through the list of items of what to do. So make sure that you're talking about that now. Like, what are the pre-inspection things that they could be doing now that are going to save time negotiating down the road? What are some of the things that you just kind of forget about or you lose time with? So just thinking through, like, what can you do to help them right now get rolling? Let me get to my script for social media. For your reel, you're going to create. So your hook, there's a couple different ones you could pick. What's your 2026 home plan? Keep, improve, remove, or do you want a 2-minute equity snapshot? So thinking through that hook piece of, like, a hook is a great one to go, hey, are you planning this year to keep, improve, or move? Learn more, then you're going to go through, you'll talk through what it is. You're going to give them, the value is going to be a 10-minute private home plan, equity review, with price, comps, and 3 paths to choose what you want to do. The call to action could be comment, plan, or DM equity to me for this link to sign up. It's just going to be, this will give you like a couple things. So your first one is just going to be your hook. So a 2026 home plan, what the 10-minute review is going to look like. Remember, this is 30 to 40 seconds. So you cannot go on for 5 minutes in this reel. It's
And
a
don't-
hook.
Don't waste it saying who you are. Yeah, don't
No one
introduce
cares.
yourself. It's the most pointless time.
They can see your name right there.
And yep,
Because it takes how long to say, I'm Rusty Edwards with KW Success.
people instantly scroll.
They're
And then
instantly gone.
when you rewatch it, if you are watching it, you get the scroll instinct while you're in the middle of editing it. That's your signal, like, oh, need something here. Need to change this here.
I've heard where people do the hook and then they introduce themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
or they introduce themselves.
Yeah.
at the end.
You give the value.
Yeah, you're like, still don't do it.
What did
Yeah,
you say,
yeah.
Katie?
You are, they want to connect with whatever you're saying and that you're legit and they know. If they want to know who you are, they're gonna go and look on
Figure it out.
Your name is
Yeah.
right there, like, so that's sadly, they do not give a shit who you are. They wanna know what you have for them.
But if they end up seeing you multiple times and then
Yeah.
you create that relationship with you without even knowing you.
Yes.
Really, and
remember, this is not, like, you're not talking about this is not a 10-minute video. So you're not talking about what your 10-minute appointment with them is gonna look like. You're not gonna give them the reasons why they would evaluate whether they're gonna keep, rent, and invest or move. Like, you're not giving them all that information. This is a 30 to 40-second deal. So you're literally talking to them about the hook, what it's gonna be for them, and how do they get in touch with you. So comment or DM them is gonna be a great thing. Send the link, tag your friends, share this with somebody that you know that wants the same value. So just go party like a pro this season. Remember, keep it conversational, lead with value, and ask for the appointment. I do believe if you talk to 10 people, you should be able to get three follow-up items out of it. And it might just be a follow-up that you call and check in and they're like, yeah, you know what? It doesn't make sense for me. It's not the right time. Great. Put them on a follow-up plan, but always have whatever the next follow-up piece is. Okay. Any other comments? Okay, we have Joseph. Speaking of preferred vendors, when you have somebody that's going to be that you want to add to your list, if they're going to rent it and they need a property manager, come on up.
So I'm Darren, Joseph is coming with lunch.
Oh, perfect.
So he'll be here soon, but what I'm gonna do is, can I give you that bowl? What I'm looking for is your business card, because I got some giveaways. And maybe you're saying, wow, you are old school, we don't deal in business cards anymore, it's electronic. I have another way to get it out to you, so. Does anybody need my bowl? Does anybody have a business card? Okay, let's put it in and we'll do a draw, so take that and pass that around. While I'm talking, if you got a business card, put that in there and we'll do, and we can give it away. So. Out of curiosity, because, yeah, pass that around, we got 4, I'll leave it right here, if anybody finds a business card, you know, we're actually gonna call you, so anyway, just fair warning. We're gonna call you. For a giveaway, then we'll do that, get a business card. All right. So Joseph will be here. You may have met Joseph and Brooklyn. They're out. They finally let me come and present here. So Brooklyn is my daughter. Joseph is my son-in-law. Brooklyn is with my 4-month-old little beautiful baby girl, Presley. Little Presley. They're doing it. And Dylan, my son, is kind of our maintenance manager. So it's really a family affair. We launched early on this year. And we're approaching about 25 doors under management, which is actually a significant milestone. It means that we're at break even. I don't have to keep paying for the experience. And the flywheel is going. So we're getting referrals. We're involved in 3 BNI groups, and we spend a lot of time with real estate professionals. And honestly, our website is good. And I'm just out of curiosity, we're looking to work for high performers. How many of you are dealing with investors? Some of you are dealing with first-time home buyers, but how many of you actually work with people that are investors? Yeah.
Get all these first-time homebuyers converted.
So those that do, and maybe those that don't, you have a property management company, I'm sure that you work with. Do you have a property management company that you work with? Are you happy with them?
Sure.
Those of you that didn't raise your, do you have a property management company that you're like, that's my go-to? No. Okay. All right. If you didn't like them, what wouldn't you like about them? Can I put you on the spot?
If I didn't like them, maybe responsiveness.
Okay. Okay.
I would
Yes.
say that when they're ready to buy, I would love to take them back.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay.
I got
Yeah.
Good.
one like that.
Anything else?
As somebody who's never had one,
Yeah.
in my ideal mindset, I would like to be able to hand off the property
Yeah.
and not have to look at it again unless there's a big problem. So like,
You don't
pay
want
for the
tenants,
convenience.
troubles, and toilets?
Nope.
We love all that stuff. You want hassle free, no brain damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I don't have to look at it. It's just gonna make me money.
How many of you are tempted to say yes when somebody says, can you manage my property?
No.
Nobody's tempted. Oh, so smart. So smart, because you know that you're gonna get another sell out of it if you say yes to it, right? I only mention that because we also buy contracts. We find great and well-intended people that get into managing 3 or 4 and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't have the tools. I don't have all the, I'm not legally set up to do this. I don't have the trust accounting
I'm
all
bleeding
figured out.
heart. I would
Okay.
not get a good tenant.
Okay, and you don't have a 21-point screening. By the way, we call it, we refer to them as residents. I spent some time with some residents the other day walking through a house in Kaysville. It was wonderful and they were happy, and we love happy owners and happy residents to be able to put that in there. I only ask you about your angst with property management because we're guilty by association. So I never know when I'm standing up in front of experienced professionals in this area. They're like, oh man, here's another one. There's 45 of us in Davis County, all right? And our territory is Davis County and Weber County. We do some work in Salt Lake. I will tell you, we called them all. Only 15 answered their phone. So we know we're guilty by association. And if we answer our phone, that means we're in the top quartile. Think about that. We're pretty good. We just answer the phone. We're uber responsive. By the way, I'm not objective. It's my daughter. She's the general manager. Joseph, you know me, he just walked in back there. He's our sales manager. He's the one that you're gonna want to connect with. And I'm a big fan, but I'm also the gray beard behind him, holding meetings every week with them and saying, how are we doing? How are we doing this? And how are we gonna handle this? I know how much they're communicating. And so again, I'm not objective. I'm gonna vouch for them. I think if you have somebody you want to turn to them, I think you're gonna be happy. They're gonna be responsive. Joseph and Brooklyn are licensed, but we do not buy and sell properties. And in our portfolio and in our lead simple, we put you in. Your name will be on there. If they rent for a while and it's time for them to sell again, we're coming right back to you. And if you refer somebody to us because the home is not selling and they're like, hey, let me rent this. I know it's not a big payday, but Joseph's going to be so tickled to bring you a check for $250. We're not trying to cut the agency out, but if we go more than that, then we got paperwork with the agency. And so $250 we can give more, but we say to 250 to keep it clean and simple. We'll bring you a $250 check if there's somebody that signs up that gets a property management agreement, and we're set. So I will tell you this, we are set to grow and scale. We don't need 4 people to run 25 doors, but we have 4 people. And so we really want to get to 300 doors and 500 doors. And quite frankly, there's 20,000 plus single family residential units in Davis and Weber County. And that's actually what we focus on. Long-term, single family owners that really care about their property and will work with us. We're going to help them become better investors. And I love what I've eavesdropped. I love what you were saying, because we have property owners like, let's take that HELOC and buy another property. Let's run it back and do it again and build wealth. We understand how to do that. And so we can be a great advisor. I will tell you this, if you have anybody you want to refer us to us and they want a rental analysis, we'll do a free rental analysis. There's no strings attached. So do-it-yourselfers, 70% of the people are do-it-yourselfers out there. They love the tenants, but it's in troubles for whatever reason. But we'll do a rental analysis, and most of the time, in fact, I think all the time this year, they realize, wow, I can hire you. I'm going to make as much because I don't understand the comps that are going on here. And I don't understand, I don't have the tools to get the right residents in and to be able to do that. So we find that our do-it-yourselfers actually make the same amount of money, if not more. And they pay us our 10%. And that's what we charge. By the way, we very openly do not charge maintenance fees. We get them the best possible price. So sometimes property management companies have a pushback because they're nickel and diming. We don't nickel and dime. The fees that we charge on a monthly basis in Davis County are 8 to 12%. We're right at 10%. We're not the cheapest in town. We're not the most expensive, but we understand how much we need to run the business. And that's all we're going for. We guarantee their residents. We'll replace them. We got a 21-point screening to make sure that they are good. And honestly, we're really prepared and ready to be a good valued partner with you and to be able to do that. And so if you're happy with your property management company, that's great. We love it. We'd love to be the second, because there may be pain that comes in. If you don't have a property management company, we'd love to be your partner. Quite honestly, we'd love to do that. Yes.
One other question, if our clients aren't ready to buy yet, can we give them to you for you to help them get into a place for 6 months to a year?
Yeah, you can, because we got We got properties that are listed and available, and we'll talk to them. If they want to do an application, we'll do that, and we'll get a place to them to stay. Yeah.
What's your placement fee when you have to screen a new tenant, put a new tenant in a property?
Okay, Joseph, what's our placement fee when we have to screen a new tenant and do it? Shame on you for letting me be upfront and not, I answer the easy questions, he answers the hard one. This is Joseph. This is Joseph, he's one of my favorite guys.
Yeah,
What is our placement fee?
for just like if we're just doing a lease only.
Yeah.
100% of the first month's rent.
Okay,
And we have our 21-point screening process, which you might have gone over, so. Really getting you a really good tenant, and if you want us to manage it later on, we would cover that eviction cost if ever that needed to happen.
So if
Stand by
we're,
our tenant.
so if we're managing the property, it's 25%.
okay,
So sometimes people will charge 50% of that first month. The team has convinced me we want to be at 25% because honestly, we're good with 10% management fee. And honestly, we have something to prove.
Yeah.
We're a young and hungry team and we're really good. Again, I'm not objective. I already told you. I'm not gonna- They're really good, but 25%, 25% of them.
okay, and then
Those are the only fees that you
and
have.
that's as long as you're managing the property.
That's it.
Yeah.
As long as we're managing the property.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, how often do you do inspections? Do you just do them upon move out, or how often do you do?
Twice a year.
Okay,
It's at month 3 and then month 9.
Okay.
So month 3, make sure that they're taking care of the property, they've moved in, a little less crazy. And then month 9 is where we start to relook at the market, see how these tenants are doing, if we want to begin negotiations with them to keep them on another year, or if we need to start preparing them that we're going to raise the rent because of the current market trends. Give them a little bit of time to help find a place.
And we're pretty diplomatic about that. As I said, I know it sounds goofy. We don't call them tenants, we call them residents, because honestly, that's how we consider
yeah,
them.
that's actually a great shift in
Yeah.
verbiage.
It makes a difference. And so we handle those things diplomatically. We know, I mean, our guy's out there inspecting, but he knows, he's looking at that. We have pictures of what it looked like before.
Yeah,
We know you told us 2 dogs and you got 20. We know, I mean, come on, you know? And then we'll deal with those situations, or if we suspect meth. I mean, these are all tough things that, yeah.
Thankfully, because of the tenant screening, we haven't had to deal with anything like that. Like, we'll even go through people's Facebook to see if they have 20 dogs. And if they actually are posting with tons and tons of animals, but they're only saying they have 2, we probably won't rent out to them because they're not.
it's gonna be a problem down the
Yeah.
road.
If any of you have 20 dogs, we love you. We're not trying to down you.
But-
Find your favorite.
You need a lot of.
It's like, dogs have to get hard on.
They are tough. This is fun though. This is what we want to do, right? And we want you to sell houses because we think that's what you want to do. So we'd like to be your division. We'd like to be your property management division. And honestly, we'd like to prove it to you that you can trust us and we're responsive and we're communicative. We're doing it. Any other questions? Thank you for letting us come in and talk to you a little bit. But
Can I just make one plug about property management? So a lot of people did in like the early 2020s, like 21, 22, 23. They did keep their properties and they thought they could self-manage. And so now they're calling you and they want to sell it. But I think you owe it to them to say like, is it a management problem or is it really you hate the property? Because if it's a management problem, that's something that they can keep the property, that can continue to increase in value for them, helps them stay on track if that was part of their long-term wealth goal. Anyway, it might be that they don't want to manage the property. It may not be that they actually hate the property. They hate getting the call that the toilet's flooding, or they hate getting the call that somebody, they don't want to screen somebody. They hate having to go and say, you got to cut the bushes because they look like crap, like whatever it is. They might have a management issue, not necessarily, they don't want to be a landlord. That doesn't mean they don't want to be an investor.
that's
So I
a-
think that and like keep that through. And again, this is like part of you being a whole source of value to your clients. Are you having a real conversation about what the actual problem is? That might not be the fact, they may still want to be an investor, but they don't know how to manage the property properly.
It's good training. That's a great point. And just so that you know, the experience that they would have a very high level, we have 5, and you were talking about sales management and the process that we go through. Here's what they'll experience. They'll experience very first a discovery call with us. We're going to get to know them and understand what it is they're trying to accomplish. I'm in the military, I'm being sent away for a year, I just need to rent this out for a year, great, whatever the case may be. And then we'll collect information and we'll go do an onsite with them. And at that onsite, we're gonna deliver 13 best practices in being a property owner. We're gonna list, here's what you got to do to prep. We're gonna let them know we're gonna change the locks, right? So that we can have people come in and out. Now we're gonna manage that process. While we're at it, we're looking at the house and we're going over the house. And we're trying to see how psychologically connected they are to this house. Oh, this is a house, I love this. You probably don't want to rent this out. Or love that purple wall, but nobody else is. I mean, we're not gonna say that. You guys know this to get it, because we gotta get it rent ready. We're gonna come up with a list that's rent ready and we'll deliver to them the property management agreement that they look at. So it's all very dialed in, all very buttoned up, and that's the experience I have. All right, should we give these away? Anybody else want to throw their card in? Do you find a card?
Put your name on a piece
Okay.
of paper.
I'm gonna give one away that's not on the card, but you gotta remember something I said in my presentation. I'll give the first one away, and then Joseph will draw out from here. Okay, what's my granddaughter's name? Presley! Yes. Cutest thing in the whole
Don't be
world.
soft, and reach.
All sorts of things from around my head. Yeah. I go to their house, I'm like, Joseph, can I just hold her? You've been holding her all the time. Let me just hold her. Hold her. We'll do it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna, since we only have like 4 cards, all right, let's pick a card. Pick a card. By the way, Starbucks, $15. Starbucks. that's-
Alrighty, Gary.
Sherry. Hooray. Thank you, Sherry. You need a coffee. You need a coffee. Okay.
Then.
Okay.
You say
Oh,
Ruthie, Rusty.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
I think we have lunch. What do we got?
Yeah.
Chicken?
Oh, is that all? Okay, that was the
That's it.
3.
That's
Perfect.
it. Yep.
You can take.
We've got, have we got chicken out there? We got a little
We've
lunch?
got chicken, chips, and water.
Got a little lunch. Joseph and I are gonna hang out. Please, if you have questions for us, or if you're thinking, you know what? I've got somebody that I think needs to talk to you. We're here. Or if you have somebody that owns these properties, like do it yourself. It's like, let us give you a rental analysis because you can get out of being a landlord and be an investor. Let's get out of being a landlord and being an investor. By the way, we're happy to come and present anytime or have conversations. We'd love to be your go-to property management or your backup property
Everybody
management.
hear me?
Somebody- This is Joseph. I'm Darren.
Darren.
I'm
Okay.
Darren.
Presley's grandpa.
Presley's.
Presley's grandpa, that is Presley's pop. That's the best way to do it. So anyway. Hey, have a happy holiday season, happy selling, and if you can't sell, let's rent.
Yeah.
Rentals? Any Airbnb stuff?
We do not.
Okay.
I mean, we're not good at that. We don't do multi-unit. I mean, and sorry, we're selfish. We go with the most profitable, manageable, and
Yeah.
long term, and we can get another residence. Yeah. So, yeah.
Do what you're good at.
But we have people in the industry that we refer that to, that we like. And, I know how to do it. Sorry,
Thank you.
that's one way.
No, I like it. Sometimes it's better to stay in your own lane.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Joseph, did you get those? Yeah.